is there a chance somebody cost him a match in the largest professional wrestling show of all time?
Could you happen to be talking by a guy named Adam Copeland, aka Edge?
Adam Copeland, yeah. Heard he got some time on his hands.
It sounds like he is legit, most likely done with WWE, and that match against Sheamus on SmackDown was his last match. I want to pull up the report because I don't want to get this wrong. It was reported today by Pro Wrestling Torch reported that Edge had approached WWE recently and presented them with a scenario that would lead to him re-signing with the promotion. It is unknown what Edge's requests were, but whatever it was, WWE would ultimately reject it. As a result, the promotion now believes that Edge will be AEW bound and that they are aware of what Edge could make with the rival promotion.
So, instead of getting your release being fired and having a 90-day non-compete clause, if you let your contract expire with Stanford, the next day you're free to do whatever the heck you want, correct?
Correct. But here's where it gets interesting. And Edge is really good at blurring the truth, especially on social media. It's been reported that Edge has said that this was the last in-ring match on his contract, but his actual contract doesn't run out till the end of September. If that's the case, we won't see him in AEW until end of September or October. But, like I said, his contract could be done right now, and he could be just saying that and show up Sunday.
So,
if and when he does show up to AEW, if it's Sunday, if it's next Sunday at All Out, if it's later on in the year, Tony's got to pay up the money for Metalingus, right? It's one of the best wrestling themes of all time.
You do, but he's got to go by Adam Copeland, right?
Yes, he cannot go by Edge, but I think you have to have that theme song. I mean, that's so iconic. It
is. And maybe his first song out is that song, just so everybody knows him.
Yeah.
And then you gotta introduce his own identity as Adam Copeland.
But could you imagine if he does show up Sunday into that song? That place would blow up.
Well, correct. And it could take some wind out of it afterwards. I would hate to, if that's the truth, I'd hate to be the guys that have to go on after him.
Yep. Well, and you know, Tony Khan has FU money, and he will throw FU money at Adam Copeland, aka Edge, just to say he's got Edge, Christian, and the Hardys under his umbrella.
Yeah.
So, and you know, if and when Edge does become All Elite, I don't think it's going to be a 3-year deal or anything. It could probably just be a 1-year deal, and he has one last run, and maybe it's only 4 or 5 matches. But that'd be cool with me. Just to see him in a different promotion, see him do some things either with or against Christian, maybe against the Hardys or some other veterans. There's a lot of young talent he might want to work with.
Yeah, you know, I know we got some Edge and Christian versus each other in WWE, but you know, Christian left and went to the NWA/TNA and got his true singles run.
Right.
That's what, with Mr. Charisma or something, right? That was his
Captain Charisma, and it was Christian Cage. He went by there too. So.
Yeah. So, and you know what? He went on and did his own and became a world champion. So,
Yep.
I'd like to see Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean,
and they have. I mean, the history goes back.
Yeah, they're best friends. They're legit best friends. Yeah.
So
and Edge is good friends with Jericho. I mean, there's a lot of his good buddies in AEW. So and if it wasn't for AEW, he wouldn't have came back to WWE. Tony was the first person to talk to him about returning, and then he went to Vince and said, "Hey, here's what AEW's offered me." And then all of a sudden, Vince got him cleared like that, and a plan was for him to come back to the Rumble. So.
Now, did you watch the documentary of his comeback?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when he made a comment, WWE sent him a ring, and he set it up in a building? You remember who he worked out with?
FTR.
Yep. Especially Cash Wheeler.
Yep. Which Dax made a comment earlier this year on, I think it was on when this podcast was still going, that Christian and Edge versus FTR wasn't out of possibility like a lot of people thought. And that was earlier this year, so he knew something.